Hello YouTube, how's everyone doing? It's Professional here. So today I have a lore video that I wanted to make for you guys for some time, and this lore video is about Marcelo Branco in Max Payne 3. It's a smaller lore video, and I ultimately have a larger lore video that I want to cover on Victor in the future, but that project will take me a little bit of time, and I got other lore videos, so the Victor video will be made sometime in the summer. But about Marcelo, I want to explain his role in the events in the storyline, and I also want to cover something major that he was hiding about Fabiana. If you guys enjoy lore videos like this, please do drop a like, because it does help me to make more content like this. So now about Marcelo, he is the youngest of the Branco brothers. One thing to understand heavily about Marcelo is what Detective Da Silva tells Max about the culture of rich families in Sao Paulo.
I thought the Broncos were rich.
Rodrigo's rich. The other two, they live well, but they don't have real money. Victor's campaigns were always financed by his brother. That is the way among certain rich families there. The eldest brother is the king. You know, he gets everything. The other two, not so much.
That's right, the older brother gets everything. The other two brothers, they live well, but they don't have real money. That's why Victor kept asking his brother Rodrigo for more money to fund his political campaigns, and he began plotting against his brother, and he brought Marcelo along on this. I will cover Victor's entire plan in a future video. Victor talked Marcelo into part of his plan. Now, what did Marcelo know and didn't know? The only thing that Marcelo did know was that Victor was illegally acquiring money, and he wanted him to launder it. Marcelo did not know about Victor's connections with the Cracha Preto. He didn't know about the human trafficking, the kidnappings, the Ufe raids in the favelas. He didn't know about the human organs trade. He most likely did not bother to ask Victor, as he was getting plenty of money dealing with him. Marcelo most likely believed that this money was coming through bribes. He probably thought it was some kind of business leaders that were bribing his brother who was a politician, or, cops, or, maybe other politicians. He probably thought it was some kind of bribery. He didn't think that it was coming from human organs trade. As for Max Payne, Victor found Max Payne a copy of the history of violence, and he wanted to use him as the fall guy for the incident in Panama. This is what a lot of people get confused about. Max was meant to be the fall guy in Panama. The plan was for Max to never come to Brazil, and instead to be blamed for the failure in Panama. Marcelo was tasked with Victor for smuggling the laundered cash into Panama. There he has a friendly banker. Da Silva says this about the banker.
Yeah, Max. What do you think you were really doing in Panama?
I was drinking.
People died. Innocent people. Who do you think robbed you?
I don't know. I was told it was people who disliked Daphne Bernstein, something about an unpleasant divorce.
Her ex-husband worked on Wall Street. Do you think he has easy access to Panamanian death squads?
Guess I didn't really think about it.
You were smuggling something, weren't you?
No. I mean, I didn't realize it at the time. I didn't think too much about it, but yes, Marcelo did drive off with something. I don't know what. I didn't see him until we got to Brazil a week or so later.
I think it was money. I think Marcelo and Victor have a friendly banker there in Panama. Your little cruise was to deliver the cash to him, because there it's easier to launder.
The money is easy to launder in Panama. The yacht was not owned by the Broncos. It was owned by Daphne Bernstein, a rich American woman that went through a divorce with her rich Wall Street banker husband. She got the yacht from the divorce and befriended Marcelo. Marcelo seduced her to be able to use the yacht to pick him up. She most likely did not know about the money. There's actually foreshadowing where she says, "Marcelo, you will be the death of me."
Good blow, some good friends on a boat. Daphne! Come here, I love this one.
Marcelo, you're going to be the death of me? Afraid of more sharks.
Sure beats New Jersey, huh, Max?
Some ways.
The reason that Marcelo was using the yacht to get to Panama instead of flying is because if he flew with that laundered cash, it would be found at the airport. The yacht was a way for him to get around that and get to Panama without being searched. Now, about the pirates, they are called the United Souls of the People. They are a Colombian far-right terrorist organization. They were tipped off about the money on the ship by Ufe, or the Unidad de Forces Especiales. You can actually find this information out in the Ufe police station near the end of the game.
AUP. Those were the guys who jumped the yacht in Panama. And what was this? Had the Brazilian cops tipped them off about the money?
The reason they were tipped off about this was to draw attention away from the money. They were going to raid the ship, kill everyone on board, and the authorities would not be thinking about any kind of laundered cash. They would be thinking that the pirates targeted the yacht, specifically because it's a yacht, because there's rich people on the yacht. They wouldn't be thinking that there was something else hidden on it. The reason the pirates were ultimately tipped off was because it was a perfect time for Passos and Marcelo to get off the ship with the money into confusion. The authorities would be trying to stop the pirates. If Passos and Marcelo went through the Panama Canal and got off, they probably would be searched, as the Panama Canal is a heavily guarded location. The pirates gave them the opportunity to get off the ship. They even had a truck ready for this. They knew when the pirates were going to attack, and they were ready to get off the ship before they got captured.
I spotted Passos and Marcelo. If I'd known back then that they'd been up to no good while I was fighting my way through a band of violent paramilitaries and a worse hangover, I might not have wanted to get over to them so bad. Hey, Passos! At the time, I hadn't thought too much about this. I hadn't thought too much about anything. Now I remember it didn't seem quite so kosher. What about, what's her name? Daphne?
Do whatever you think is best.
I think it's best we try to go find her.
Yeah, okay, let's go. Yeah.
The pirates didn't know they were being duped either. They thought they were going to find money, but they were just used as a distraction. The plan was for Max to stay on board and pass out. This is why Marcelo is fine with him drinking on board.
Always get a new one. Relax.
I hope you're not drinking on the job, gentlemen. Kidding, I hope you are. Just stay off the yayo, I don't have enough to share. I'm kidding again. Oh, Mikey, even though we just met, I feel like we are good friends, you know? I feel like safe with you guys. Know that, like real safe.
That's great.
Yeah, and I love New York. The East Hamptons, do you know it?
Not really. I spent my honeymoon in Montauk.
Oh, where's that?
It's just down the road.
Whatever. Last time I was there, I got so wasted, I nearly shit myself. Excuse me, I'm going to go to speak to Felipe. Felipe! You crazy crackhead, lay off the yayo, eh? Passos, walk with me.
Yeah.
What's the deal with this guy, eh? He's kind of stuck up.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, sure, tá bom, but have him smile a bit more, you know? Because life is good! Where's the truck?
It's coming, eh? Soon.
Passos. I gotta go lay down.
Okay.
But remember, Marcelo is an idiot. He even left a note in his room that said Max Payne is in Walton's bar in New Jersey. De Silva confirms this as well.
Passos had the name of the bar where I was drinking my life away. I should have put things together then, instead of waiting for De Silva to walk me through it real slow. What about Marcelo?
Marcelo was an idiot. Were this true, I certainly don't believe he could possibly have known about it. But I do believe some other scheme, some other bullshit. Whatever that cash was, Victor could have talked him into something. I don't know yet.
Marcelo did not know about most of Victor's plan, just that he was helping him smuggle laundered cash and trying to get Rodrigo to give them more money. He and Passos did not expect Max to survive the pirates, and they were going to leave without him. That's why they're going to the truck. They're getting ready to leave without him. When he told Passos about the hostages, Passos agreed to help, probably not knowing what to do in that situation. When they got to the hostages, Passos was shocked by this, and he said he didn't think it would be like this when he saw them all dead.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck, man. This is brutal. I didn't think things would be like this.
The reason Passos was shocked is because he thought the hostages were going to be held for ransom and traded. He didn't think they would be massacred. When the AUP did not find the money, they got really angry and executed all of the hostages. Passos knew only as much as Marcelo. He didn't know about Victor's human organs plan. The plan for Max was to either die or get captured by the pirates. When the authorities arrived, Passos and Marcelo would be long gone and nobody would believe Max. Max would probably be given a drug test and they would find alcohol in his system and say that he was incompetent and caused this whole thing by not protecting them. And everyone would think that because Max was an American, he was Daphne's bodyguard and not Marcelo's bodyguard. He would be that fall guy blamed for not stopping the pirates. Max would have no way of finding Marcelo or Passos, and even if he did find them, they would deny any knowledge of him. Because Max escaped and survived, they brought him to Brazil not knowing what to do with him, so they just gave him a job as a bodyguard. But here's the thing. There is something very big that the majority of players missed in the story, and I didn't realize it until many years later. Victor hired the Comando Sombra to kidnap Fabiana. A lot of people think that the Comando Sombra's kidnapping had nothing to do with Victor's plot, but it did. The evidence is inside Victor's office in Fabrica's Branco. We can find that Victor has kept files on Fabiana, frequenting the club. Now, why would he have files on that specifically?
That was the office Victor used at Fabrica's Branco.
The first clue is going to be here.
Victor's office had second son written all over it, half the size of Rodrigo's and a tenth as fancy. Marcelo's must have been a box in the basement.
Come over here.
They'd been keeping an eye on Fabiana from afar. Shame they'd been more interested in supposed infidelities than thugs sizing her up for a snatch.
Additionally, there's a file on Fabiana that Ufe has from the former Max Payne 3 website. I used this translation from the Max Payne wiki, which I'll post down below, but in the translation, a few of the points says this: kidnapped by gang members in November of 2010, extracted unharmed in an Ufe rescue operation, another attempted kidnapping outside a Sao Paulo restaurant in August of 2011. How exactly did Comando Sombra know Fabiana's entire schedule? And the Ufe operation saving her just made Ufe look good. Additionally, when we go to save Fabiana, we can find plans of the club in the Comando Sombra's base at the docks.
These were the floor plans to the nightclub. Seemed Mr. Serrano like to be prepared. Proper little Boy Scout.
How do they have plans to the club? How do they know that Fabiana will be at the club and at what day and what time? If we go through the Comando Sombra's base, we can find a note targeting Victor as well, but this doesn't mean that he isn't involved in this plot. Remember, these guys hate Victor. They hate rich elites who look down on them in the favelas. Victor is too smart to deal directly with them. He figured they could probably blackmail him if he contacted them directly. He probably had someone from the Croce Preto sent over to tip them off about Fabiana's schedule. This was a genius move, because Victor was killing two birds with one stone. He was able to steal his brother's money by tipping off the Croce Preto at the stadium when Max and Passos tried to save Fabiana. He was then able to use this as an excuse to go after the Comando Sombra, claiming that he is tough on crime. Now, what about Marcelo's role in this? Well, there is something that has been hidden in plain sight, and I didn't realize it until so many years later, but here's the truth. Marcelo loved Fabiana, and he was having an affair with her. There are multiple instances that prove this. I'm 100% positive that they were having an affair. The very first chronological instance of this is in the Panama mission. Marcelo can say that he thinks he loves the wrong woman.
My wife passed away.
Good. No, not good. Bad. Real bad. But good because now I can get you laid a lot. It is great to be single, hey. I love a woman. She's with another and she doesn't want to know it. Fuck her. I mean, could you believe that?
Also, early in the game, Max says that Marcelo is very close to Fabiana and goes to clubs with him.
A couple of days later, it was back to work, ferrying the boss's broad and his dipshit of a brother out for the night so they could recover from their brush with mortality. Then again, what did I expect? These were the kind of people who went to nightclubs in helicopters. Fabiana had brought her sister along, presumably so she could show off just how rich and empty her life was. And boy, was she about to learn the meaning of rich and empty.
Max! Max! I was speaking to you.
Sorry, what was that?
Oh, I was saying we get into a lot of scrapes, man.
Well, we're still here.
Hey!
Thanks to you, Max. I owe you my life.
It wasn't just him, huh, baby?
Oh, yes, Marcelo. I'm sure you did a lot to save everyone. You were probably worried about getting blood on your stash.
Very funny.
Thank you, Max. I don't know what I would do without my sister.
Spend even more time doing something useful. You know she works in the favela.
She's the good sister. Oh, shut up. What did you hear, Faba? More bodies turned up where people went missing. It's horrifying.
Did someone say buzz Q?
Hey.
I'm just kidding, but it is a cold town, man. Hey, here we are.
Why is Fabiana going to clubs with her brother-in-law? Wouldn't it make more sense to go for Rodrigo, her husband? It doesn't show that they are cheating, but it's very weird and suspicious that she's constantly going to nightclubs and partying with her brother-in-law. The brother-in-law and sister-in-law constantly partying at nightclubs. It's just weird, and the husband isn't there. In that same mission, Marcelo says again that he thinks he's in love with the wrong woman. He's talking about Fabiana.
Me?
What's that?
Nothing. Say, Max, you're a man of the world. What are you fucking doing, man?
About what?
What do you do about life?
Look at me, I'm standing in a nightclub, listening to music I can't stand. I'm 5,000 miles from home, I'm armed and I'm drinking. You don't want to listen to advice from me, amigo.
Oh, Max, I love you, man. You're fucking real, you know? Oh, shit. People, fuck them. People get me wrong. I think I love a wrong woman. Oh, excuse me. Fabio! Fabio! Ah, my nigga, how are you?
Marcelo is talking about Fabiana. And remember that police document on Fabiana that I showed earlier? Well, there's a section on it that says that Fabiana is a regular at the Sao Paulo party circuit with her brother-in-law, Marcelo. Why would that be part of her description? It also says that she is suspected of having an affair in 2011 with a banker, which shows that Fabiana has cheated before. Rodrigo himself says that he knows Fabiana does not truly love him and is just a gold digger.
Sometimes it feels like I have done nothing apart from being a rich man in a poor country. The men I talk to, they only see money, not my wife. I am not naive. She does not love me for my body.
Well, despite your good fortune, you're still a decent man.
Am I? I don't know. I try to be.
Lastly, we can see that Marcelo, even though he betrayed his brother with plotting against him and cheating with his wife, he did not want him dead and didn't know about Victor's true plan. He gets visibly upset at Max over Rodrigo's death, and he asks about Fabiana. Notice Marcelo's reaction about Fabiana in this cutscene.
Tá ligando, hein?
Alô?
Hello, Victor.
Max? Max, you're alive?
Of course I'm alive.
We did not know this. We are lost, Max. Our brother was everything to us.
I understand. Listen, I'm sorry about your loss. Both of you. Rodrigo was a good man. I failed him. But I was tricked.
What happened, Max?
I don't know.
Some guys from the Crush of Prado came into the building downstairs, so while me and the security guard were dealing with them, an assassin must have come in and executed your brother. At least that's how I think it happened.
No, you killed him, Poha. You killed my brother.
What are you talking about? I understand you're upset, but please, why the hell would I do that?
To get his money, to take his money.
How am I getting his money, Marcelo? Please, think. I worked my ass off for your family. I saved your life twice, or more. Right now I'm going to get Fabiana.
Where is she? Where is Fabiana, eh?
She's in a place called Nova Esperanza.
How do you know this, Max?
One of the Crotch of Prado told me just before he died.
Please, bring our sister-in-law back to us, Max. Our family is being torn apart.
Why would he care so much about Fabiana? It's because he loves her. He offers his own money to try to save her. He wasn't thinking clearly, and he just went to the favela with his money trying to save her. Notice how upset he gets when Fabiana dies, and he calls her Faba.
As I approached the spot, I could hear raised voices. Then I saw that Marcello had turned up with a suitcase full of money along with Fabiano's sister, Giovanna. I only understood a little, but things were not going well. I wasn't expecting quite so many armed goons, but there was no backing out now. I would just have to act harder than I felt.
Put the guns down! Let the girls go. No one needs to die, asshole. Tomar no cu, seu gringo de merda. Vou matar. Don't you kill her! Don't you?
Okay.
Atividade! É a porra da UFE! Ó, você fica com o gringo! A galera quando tem depois começa, caralho! Atividade! Atividade, caralho!
Meu filho da puta!
Faba is something only a close friend or lover would call her. Victor most likely knew about the affair and had told Ufe that Marcelo and Giovanna had gone to the favela. Ufe would use this as an excuse to make it seem like they are fighting crime when they would instead use it to kidnap hundreds of people from the favela and sell them off to the Caixa Preto for their organs. As for Marcelo, why did Victor betray him and have him killed?
Acabar com essa porra! Cala a boca, sua puta! Vem pra cá!
Here was Giovanna and Marcelo. What the hell were they about to do to him?
Marcelo!
Jesus.
Shit. Filho da puta! Você tá fugido, gringo!
You bastard.
That guy so deserved it.
Giovanna! Gonna be okay. No. You don't want to do that. Come on.
Victor had Marcelo killed for a number of reasons. 1. He had no more use of him. 2. He didn't want to split Rodrigo's money with him. 3. Marcelo's stupidity would eventually expose Victor and he couldn't risk that. And 4. It would help his political campaign. The way that Marcelo is killed is a specific gang execution method. Giovanna says this.
Why did they do that to Marcelo?
It's a legendary gang way of killing people.
These are no ordinary street gang.
I guess they want people to think they are. With this, they can justify the killings of today and the people they took.
This is also a real-life method that gangs have used to kill people in the favelas in Brazil. Gangs put someone in tires and then light them on fire. The bones would melt with the rubber, and there would be very little left of the body. The Caixa Preto did this so that no one could say that Marcelo died in the Ufe shootout. He was instead killed by the gangs, as the heroic Ufe cops tried to save him. Victor could then say, I have been fighting to get rid of crime, and they targeted my family, killing both my brothers and my sister-in-law. This would make people very sympathetic to Victor. Da Silva also says this. It would help his political campaign a lot.
Victor's campaigns were always financed by his brother. That is the way among certain rich families there. The eldest brother is the king. You know, he gets everything. The other two, not so much.
And now Rodrigo's dead.
Exactly. And Marcelo, too. It's an awful tragedy for Victor, huh? A man running on a law and order ticket, you know, whose brothers have both been killed in such terrible circumstances. A true patriot.
Ultimately, Marcelo paid for his own stupidity and greed by siding with Victor. He plotted to betray Max and tried to steal Rodrigo's money and cheated with his wife. He had no idea about the human organs trade or Fabiana's kidnapping or Rodrigo's death. He was used as a pawn by Victor. A lot of people feel bad for Marcelo, and while I'm not saying he deserved it, I don't feel bad for him dying. I blame him for the people dying on the yacht, which he did not care about at all. He showed no empathy for that. Passos I can somewhat forgive, because it wasn't his plan, but Marcelo and Victor's. He was poor and in desperate need of money. He realized what he did was wrong and tried to save Max. Da Silva also says that Passos himself is not a bad guy, just surrounded by bad people who influenced him.
And Passos?
Raul Passos is a bum ex-cop. He failed in America, failed in Sao Paulo. He was surrounded by more money and more poverty than his tiny little head can handle. You think guys like that can't be bought?
No, but
But nothing. He's probably not a bad guy. He's just a man caught in the crossfire of a very rich family.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I love Max Payne 3, and it was my favorite story in the series. I want to make a future video about Victor, but that will be sometime in the summer. I have plans for a few other lore videos right now, including GTA San Andreas on Torino, Zero, and also a Black Ops lore video on Reznov. Did you know that Marcelo had an affair with Fabiana before you watched this video? Let me know in the comments, and again, if you enjoyed this video, please do drop a like. It does help me to make more content like this. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care, everyone.